Hey YouTube. I'm upstairs. I'm doing some build, and well, I've got a hallway in this country, Bulgaria. They excuse the ladder. That was here. They tend to move downstairs. It's warmer in the winter. It is like a foot of snow outside, and it's like about -5. And I had a shower rigged up in that corner. The wall is is a mile out. It's about 2 inches out at the top, going in on one side, and 2 inches out going out at the top at the other. So it's really wonky donkey. Everything's wonky donkey. And what I wanted to do is just leave myself a little bit of room beside my shower. You can see it's a curved. The tray was there. I had a temporary, like a flexi pipe, which the mice chewed through, and it got frozen up, even though it had a bloody hole in it. See if I can show you. Solid ice. Yeah, ice. So, yeah, excuse the mess, but I'm in the middle of building. So you see that I knocked out to the worst of the wall, so I could set the stud in. As you do, I had a little ponder in the evening, and I thought, well, hang on, I'm going to build a wall. All I've got is a massive wardrobe. It's enormous. And there's no cupboards really in the house, so I thought, rather than just make a wall, why don't I have a cupboard? Make that a cupboard and a doorway, like an inset doorway or whatever. Maybe have some cupboards on the inside of the bathroom, on the inside. I plan to put a radiator in there, which is why I'm sealing the space up, because of the cold. I mean, if pipes inside can freeze up, which is half the reason why the shower is out of action. The boiler's all right. You can see the insulation. But, I mean, I haven't run any sewage pipes yet, just some 2-inch from the sink and that. If I got one warm room where I sleep and cook and everything for now, temporary, which is always a good way to go. Losing me train of thought here a little. But anyway, so it was about 200 back. Oh, I'm not quite there. I thought I was there. I'm nearly at 300. Well, I want, that's it, 300 from the back of the cupboard, right? Now my shower, some of the pipe work's going to be here. And the fitting, the mixer valve and that is going to be accessible, right? That is a must. There's no point in tiling everything and then having to take tiles off if you've got a weep or a leak, because the tiles will start falling off anyway, right? So it's always a good method, even if it was in a solid wall. Cut a box out, you know, if it was brick, cut a box out. And sort of frame it out and have a panel, and on the you know, put a little door and some architrave, you know, in a hallway on a finished wall. You know, always have the shower accessible, always. I'd like to do the same at the drain, but as it is, I'm going to have to raise the shower up. I'm going to have to raise it up and do a little trim around it, something temporary for now, just so I can get a better run on the pipe. I'm getting rid of that flexi. That flexi pipe is absolute rubbish. I probably overextended its designed thing, but I don't think it would have helped, because the mouse bloody chewed it. Right? It didn't melt. There's no nothing there to make it melt. So it's definitely the mice have had it. Yeah. Anyway, so I need to get a decent fall on the pipe before it drops down. So I'll have a little bit of boxing in to do in the finish. It's only a short. It'll only be well, you know, approximately. I'll only have a tiny bit of I mean, I could even put a step there, or something, or I don't know. I was thinking about even bringing it out and putting a cupboard, but no, that's too much work. I can't be asked. I mean, I've got a few cracks. That's the outside wall. Got a few cracks, but we had an earthquake here a month or so back in Romania, which is not far from me on the border, and the cracks didn't get any bigger. It was about 4.5 here. The cracks didn't get any bigger, and on the outside wall, which is appalling, I'll show you in another video, it all needs pointing. None of them cracks got any bigger either. I think my crack got a bit bigger, but that's another story. So yeah, right, the other part of this job, yeah, so I had the wall, I had it built loosely, right? I never fixed this stud, I never fixed that stud. And I've had to put a little bit of trim in there between them joists. And if I show you quite how much that original joist was out, the other ones look pretty straight. This is the worst one, which is always the way. It's sod's law that is what's going to happen. The one you want is always the wonky one. Like all this needs replastering, all this needs pulling off. So I'm just doing what I can while I can. Bear in mind that it's still about -3 in here. I don't know. Yeah, so it was, you can see where it was, and I've pushed it back 100 or so mil, right? And even though the joists weren't fixed, they were tight, well cut, not too tight, and well, you can see you might be able to see the screw hole. Yeah, there was the screw hole there, where that screw was, right there. So that's where it was, so it's gone back. It's pretty much square now, according to, you know, going off the floorboards. You know, I've got to come off somewhere. None of the walls are really straight. Even the gap here on this door to the other side, there's probably 150 mil difference of the door openings where they're placed. You know, they're not parallel to each other. This one is over here somewhere. So, see me wiring's a bit baggy as well. I've run an earth cable up from the old rusty water pipe, which is well in the ground, which is a good tip. Should maybe a copper pipe, but they're like power lines here straight to the house. So yeah, the video's getting on a bit now, and I've managed to fix my boiler up into the beam when it was empty. I don't fancy moving it right now because it's full up and it's cold, and I'm not risking, in this weather, I'm not risking it freezing up or any of the pipeworks freezing up by disconnecting it and trying to move it about now. That would be ridiculous. The dirt keeps you warm, which is it's not that warm, and I need more dirt, if you know what I mean. Yeah, so do that down. I've got another pipe dropping down and out for now. There's some holes there to fill down in the floor where there's, you know, there's quite a lot of air coming through, which is cold. So I'm getting quite a few jobs done in one hit here. I've got another light to put up there. This one's, they're quite good for energy bulbs. I can't imagine, like almost a grapefruit, big grapefruit size, quite cheap. But yeah, I'll have some cupboards here to sort of demonstrate why, you know, that's quite a good fit. If I really wanted, I could have a little bit of hanging space. Yeah, it could be a wardrobe. Even my biggest frying pan, my Tefal non-stick thing, would fit in that space, or even hanging up. It's wide enough. So, you know, I had mice coming in, so you got to try and, they'll only climb over everything. And as you know, mice have no control and they just poo on everything. So everything's gone in plastic boxes to keep them out. You know, plastic crates with lids, all my food. And so it looks like I'm struggling, but I'm not really. I'm just getting on with it. You know, learning lessons as you go along, what you need to do and how to get through probably the worst. You know, this isn't England, this is Bulgaria. You get a lot of snow here. These solar panels are pretty inefficient, and there's a lot of snow on the ground, you can see.